Daniel Yergin, the world's premier oil expert, and he joins us this morning. Daniel, great to see you again. Now,
thank you, Stuart.
I read your stuff. I read your op-ed. You say that Russia is losing its status as an energy superpower. Okay, I accept your reasoning. I just want to know, so what? What are the implications if it's no longer an energy superpower?
Well, it's very significant. In my book, The New Map, I explain how Russia uses being an energy superpower both for its role in the world, how key it is to Putin's position, and how central it is to its relationship with Europe. So Russia is going to continue to be a major energy producer, but part of its deal, about half of its oil exports, much of its gas goes to Europe, is on the basis that it's a reliable supplier. The Europeans don't regard it as a reliable supplier anymore. They don't want it. And over time, we're going to see a lot less Russian energy going to Europe, and that's going to hit the Russian budget, which depends upon oil and gas for almost half of its revenues, and it's going to affect Russia's position. So instead of an energy superpower, I think Russia's going to end up being a reduced energy power.
Today, and this weekend, after the revelation of these atrocities or alleged atrocities in Ukraine, the Europeans are saying, we've really got to take harsher measures against Russia. And Germany's defense minister is actually saying, we've got to start considering cutting off Russian oil and gas coming to Europe. If they did that, if they just stopped taking Russian oil and gas, what happens to the price?
Well, the prices go up, particularly the prices of oil will go up, and actually natural gas, not so much in the United States, but in the world, sort of LNG prices. But right now, what's happening at the gasoline pump is very much determined by what's happening with Russia's war in Ukraine and the response to it. And so if you suddenly cut off Russian exports to Europe, there's going to be a scramble for barrels. And one thing we need right now, Stuart, we need governments to really be working with industry to manage the logistics to keep the supply going.
In other words, you're saying we should be drilling a lot here in America.
Well, we should certainly be doing that. And by the way, the United States, we're going to have hearings this week, is going to add more oil, new production this year than all the rest of the world combined. And we need cooperation between governments and companies to manage the logistics, the supplies, to get the barrels where you need to be efficient in the system. Getting more oil from Canada, more oil from Brazil will be very significant. And increased in production in the United States is going to be centrally important.
Daniel Yergin knows what he's talking about. Thanks for being with us, Daniel. We'll see you again soon. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.